Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping King. Today I'm sharing an 8.5 by 11 layout. This is a double layout. It also has a flap that opens up and shows more photos on the inside. So here's the sketch from 30 Days of Sketches. This is series 18 with Christie's Beautiful Life. Today's sketch is by, who is it by? Sarah Fletcher Thorne. And like I said, it is a double layout. It is a 12 by 12. I'm going to size it down to 8.5 by 11. I actually get 12 photos on this layout, and I love the way that it turns out. So there you can see I have a couple of 2 by 3s, and then 3 by 4s, and one 4 by 6. So I'm just pointing out where all the photos are supposed to go. It pretty much turns out exactly how she has it. I do flip the two on the left hand side, and then I also rearrange the ones that go on the inside. Just because I'm not doing 12 by 12, I really don't have enough room. So I have to kind of play around with it. I have this playground collection from Photoplay, and this came out last year, I believe, or the year before. But either way, I still have it in my stash. I bought almost two of each paper, except for one of them I only have one paper of. And pretty much because this is the only playground collection I have seen in quite a while. And it has a lot of like the playground equipment, different toys that you would play with at the playground, and it's bright primary colors. So I really enjoyed using this collection, and I'm glad I had double pages of majority of it because I use a lot of paper on this layout. So this is the one here, the picnic paper is the one I only have one of. And then this one I absolutely love. This ends up being my background paper, and I just love the bright blue. So here I have everything already cut out, ready to go, and I'm going to start assembling the paper. I'm going to lay out the two large circles exactly the same way that Sarah has them, the larger one at the top and then a smaller one at the bottom. The only difference is I'm going to change the arrangement of my photos, mainly because my title is going to be in color and it's not going to pop on the circle paper if I was to lay it completely over the circle paper. So instead I kind of lay it going a little bit over the circle paper and onto the blue paper so that you can tell there's letters there, and then you're able to read it a little bit better. So I'm just putting that circle back together since I did cut it down the middle. I also brought in a couple of scrap papers from Vicky Bouton since once again I'm trying to use my stash. As usual, I'm always trying to use my stash, but this one I went and dug into some of the Vicky Bouton papers just because she has primary colors, and also she had that lighter green color. And then the yellow is from Discover and Create. I'm not sure who the green one is by or what collection it's from. I know it's Vicky Bouton, but I don't know which collection it's from. So now I was just showing you that the opposite side is the flip flap that's going to open up and show the rest of the photos inside. So there's going to be 4 on the top, and then there's going to be another 6 inside. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, because there's 6 on the front and then 6 on the inside. So here I'm just matting the photos, and I did mat them in green, red, and yellow. And then, like I said, I did at first plan on doing 3 across, but because of where the flap needs to lay, I'm not going to be able to do it that way. But I haven't figured that out just yet. I don't come across that until I actually go to assemble it and realize it's not going to work the way I had planned. So here I'm going to mat the main photo. This is the one that you're going to see on the front part of the flap, and it's going to be on the green grass paper. And then I want the rainbow stripe to be behind it. So you'll be able to see all of the rainbow. And then yellow paper is going to be the inside. So when you flip it open, you'll see the yellow. And I did go ahead and gut it since once again I do have 2 of each paper, but I also wanted to be able to keep using the papers, so I went ahead and gutted it because it's fairly large. It's almost 8 by probably 8.5, if I had to guess. It's not quite a square, so it's definitely either 8.5 or 9 inches long and then 8 inches wide. So, or 7.5 inches wide, actually. Yeah, 7.5, because there's a quarter on each side. So here's the inside part. I went ahead and used the plaid paper on the inside and then matted the larger photo on an orange piece of paper. Actually, I must have had two 4x6s, and the other 4x6 I cut down to, um, no, actually, that's a 3x4. I lied. This one here is a 3x4, and then the other two are 2x3s. So this one I'm going to place up here at the top. I matted this one on green. I'm going to place it up there at the top. I wanted to put the cloud paper on the inside of the little, like, I don't know what you call that, an envelope, I guess, kind of opening. And the reason I did that was so that I could put this playground sticker down here and then the little tree. I thought I was going to be able to squeeze this tag on here, but it's just a little bit too big and it'll interfere with it flapping open and closed if I was to lay it off the edge. Um, or, yeah, actually, I just didn't like it off the edge because you'd be able to see the back side on the other side. So I would have had to figure something out for that. So now I'm just figuring out how it's going to flap open. And the way I'm going to do that is cut a piece of white cardstock. And basically, I'm just putting a crease right in the middle of it. And then I'm just going to fold it. So it's fairly thin. It's probably about a quarter of an inch on the top and the bottom. And then just fold it right down the middle. So it's a half an inch and then fold it in half. So hopefully that made sense. So it's going to go, it's pretty much going to be hidden. You will be able to see it, of course, when you open it, you'll see the little white part, but it's okay. Once again, everything's handmade, so it's okay if you see it. I thought I was going to be able to put it like kind of hiding on the inside, but I won't be able to do that because it won't be able to flip open. So it's okay. It has to be seen on the top and the bottom. And like I said, it's okay. It's just a white piece of paper. You'll see it and it's fine. There we go. I have it in place. I'm going to go ahead and attach this one down. Put it right here in the middle. And so that one is complete. There you go. Flip it up. I thought I was going to be able to use this rainbow paper on the inside. I even ink it up, get ready to put it down, and then realize I actually need a bigger piece of paper. So I'm going to bring in that orange. It has like little tone on tone orange circles on it. And again, it's one of the Picky Bootin papers because this collection actually doesn't have orange in it, like orange papers. It has the color orange, obviously, but not orange papers. So I needed another color. So instead of using the green again, or like, I don't know, I didn't even have nothing else except for that red paper, which I really didn't want to use. Um, there's not a whole lot of red in the photos, and he's wearing yellow. He's on like green and orange or green and yellow equipment. And I just didn't want to bring in a lot of the red. He is inside of like a yellow or red tube. But again, I just didn't want the red to pop too much. So I decided not to use the red and just went with the Vicky Booten paper that is tone on tone orange. So here I'm just lining it up. I made it the same size as the flap on the outside. And if I would have been able to do that with the rainbow paper, I could have used the rainbow paper on the inside. I just chose not to because I thought it looked better if it was a different color than the one that's on top. So that's the reason I went with the orange. And I'm just going to lay the photos down. I'm not going to like mat them again with another color or anything like that. Here's where I'm trying to lay them out the way the sketch shows, which is 3 across. Instead, I'm going to do them in a grid design, and I went and cut another paper from one of the cut-aparts. And this just says a day at the park. And I matted it, I double matted it. I matted it with 2 of the cards. The other one, I'm going to cover it up. So I think it says time to play. But basically, I wanted the plaid color to be behind it so that it matches the other side. So again, it's adding all of the colors to this side that are on the other side. So, and they are different sizes. They're all 3x4s, but I trimmed them down. So 2 of them are a little bit smaller than the one in the swing. And again, that was because I thought I was going to be able to fit them 3 across, but even trimming them down, I really couldn't. So that's the reason why. Now I'm going to lay down the word playground down here at the bottom. This was from the sticker sheet, and I wanted it to fit pretty much straight across, and I almost do it exactly correct on the first try. I do have to adjust it a little bit off camera. Once I get done, I do adjust it so that it looks like one word instead of 2 separate words. But I get it almost perfectly on the first try, so I was pretty proud of that. But when I go to glue them down, I do adjust them. And in the close-ups, you'll see that the playground is actually, it looks more like one word versus 2. So here's where I'm going to go back to working on the left-hand side since I didn't really attach everything down yet. Up here at the top, I'm going to add the word playtime, and it is going to be 2 separate words on that one just because I need it to be, because it's not going to fit across. I could have did it across if I went all the way across, but I just liked it better if it just went to the right hand side versus all the way across. And then I'm going to add a little tree up there in the sunshine. And then I added all of the kites off of the sticker sheet. I don't have any pictures of my boys playing with kites, so I decided I would just go ahead and add all the kites on here because they're cute and they go with, playground type stuff. So I'm just going to add them on over by the larger photo down at the bottom. I added another sticker that says "Call me Super Kid," and then I'm going to add a little rocket also over there. And that toy that he's on, you can jump up and down on it, and it kind of bounces you in the air. So that was the reason for the little rocket. The little rocket is blue and yellow, so it matches his outfit since he has those bright blue shoes on and then his yellow shirt. I added 3 more stickers. One says, "Such fun memories, climbing, and play all day." And again, they just go with the theme of the layout. I did go ahead and use a Sharpie marker and draw around those and make even little like stitch marks or squiggly marks, I guess, because I did mess up one of them while I was tracing around it. But usually I add those anyways just to add a little bit of character. I thought about doing the same thing to the letters. I decided not to, and I just left them plain. They are traced around already in a Sharpie just so that they have a black edge. I'm going to hold it up here and show you a little bit of close-ups. And hopefully you guys enjoyed today's layout. Again, these are just more photos of us playing at the park during our homeschool time. We went and played at the park after we were done doing schoolwork. And these are actually this is the same day as the dinosaur or the dragon photos that I did the last 2 days. Except for he's playing on the playground equipment. You can't even see the dragon in these photos. But I thought they were so cute and definitely need a place in his album. So again, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe and come back for another layout tomorrow. I will see you then. Thank you, Sarah, for the sketch, and thanks, Christy's Beautiful Life, for putting on 30 days of sketches. And I will be back with another one tomorrow. Bye!